I'm a horrible gardener, my friend Angelique moaned to me. She said, I built this raised bed, I filled it with good soil, I even topped it with composted horse manure, planted in it, and just everything was miserable and it died. She says, I'm just never going to be able to grow food. And I'm like, Angelique, don't give up. And I've heard Angelique's story hundreds, if not thousands of times, and my heart has gone out to them because up until now, I did not have a solution. I know what the problem is, but I didn't have a solution for them. And the problem is part of the reason that you're wanting to grow your own food is because everything is getting so toxic, and that's including our soils. For example, that composted horse manure, people don't realize that horse quality hay means it's grass that doesn't have a lot of weeds in it, which meant they sprayed the fields with herbicides. Those herbicides don't get broken down in the horse's gut, and they don't get broken down in the compost pile. And so when you add that to the soil, you're basically just adding a bunch of herbicides into your garden, which of course is going to kill things. And the soil itself, we've got so much going on with chemtrails and spraying and agricultural drift. It's really hard to find clean soil. Let me show you something. You see this bag of soil right here? It says organic soil all over it. Believe me, I've read every letter on this bag multiple times. And on the back of the bag, you can see the instructions here for you can plant this in your garden, your vegetables, your fruits, your flowers, and it just keeps saying organic all over it. Nothing could be further from the truth. These bags of soil are produced and sold all over the United States, and what they are is the composted biosolids from the municipalities. And what's in this bag is everything that you would expect that, your Aunt Tracy throws down the toilet. So we're talking about all kinds of household chemicals, pharmaceuticals, forever chemicals, heavy metals, glyphosates, everything that you would expect. And, the composting, again, is not that great. And believe me, the way I know that these things are in here is because I've tested it. I've sent it into numerous labs. These are definitely loaded with forever chemicals, heavy metals, glyphosates, all kinds of things. You would not know it from the labeling on the bag. Selling this stuff is sanctioned by the U.S. government as okay. It's actually sanctioned as safe. And in fact, not only do they sell it in these 40-quart bags, like to you and me as homeowners, they sell it by the truckload to organic farmers. But basically, they're distributing all this toxic soil everywhere, all over the United States. And if you were a beginning gardener, you wouldn't know, because it says organic. Through a series of bizarre coincidences, I happened to run into a couple of guys who had an all-natural mineral and microbe protocol that they said could clean up and destroy forever chemicals, clean up heavy metals, and destroy glyphosate, as well as remediate soils, not only make them super healthy and abundant, but then remineralize them to where the plant growth would be phenomenal. And I really like these guys, and I think they're great, but I'm like, I got to test this. So I built a garden bed and, put in some pretty bad known soil and started running some tests. And lo and behold, we have definitely proven that we have had forever chemical destruction. I'm just about to get the lab results back on the glyphosate. Actually, honestly, there's a lot of solutions for glyphosate. There are mineral microbes that are very well known to be able to dismantle those. The protocol that these guys has 1,000 microbes in it, and the question is, are some of those microbes the ones that also destroy glyphosate? I'm pretty confident that they are. The test results are coming back in just a few days, so maybe I even need to give you an update video on that. I've done some heavy metal testing, and honestly that was inconclusive, so I'm running another series of experiments to verify that, because as you know, we got the chemtrail stuff going where high levels of barium and aluminum and strontium in soils all over the place. I really believe that this is a protocol that's going to be able to address them, and after seeing the forever chemical destruction, I'm like, oh my goodness. So this is an actual developmental version of the product of what we're developing. It's some bags with some powders and some liquids. There's 7 items here, and this is enough to cover 5 acres for one application, or like what most people have, you have a 1/4 acre yard, you'd be able to make 20 applications from the kit here, and you will be able to absolutely clean up your soils, detoxify your soils, and then there's so many minerals in here. This will be so, you won't need to buy any other fertilizer, honestly. So a kit like this, we're doing pre-orders right now. In fact, this is kind of rough looking right now, isn't it? Here's an example of the branding we're putting together. So we're just getting the product labels organized. This is a mock-up of it. Yeah, and if you would like, I'm confident enough in the testing on this that I think we're ready to sell it. And if you would like to be one of the first to get a full kit, and you can enter it here. I have a whole bunch of other gifts and things for smaller donations, and your help would be greatly, greatly appreciated. Every time I do a soil test, the PFAS soil testing, it's $450 a pop for every test, basically. Heavy metals tests are, $350 a piece. So anything that you could do to support us would be super, super appreciated. And then, of course, if you want to pre-order a kit as soon as they're available, which we're pushing as hard as we can to get that going, you can just go ahead and pre-order one, and you'll be the first to get a kit. Don't worry, I'll be making all kinds of videos. It's very simple to make the kit. You just basically get some rainwater in a 5-gallon bucket, mix it up, and apply it to your soil and apply it to your plants. So very simple and easy to use. So anyway, if you'd like to help out with this research, I would really, really appreciate it. And again, we have a list of different gifts or different things that we'd be happy to give you in exchange for whatever donation you can make. And then if you just know you want one of these kits and want to pre-order it, we'll be able to get that out to you just as soon as they're ready. Yeah, by the way, if you don't know me, my name is Marjorie Wildcraft. I'm the founder of the Grow Network, and we're a whole bunch of people who are enthusiasts about growing our own food and making our own medicine.